Hey guys, welcome back. Alex Sports Physio here. This episode we are talking about motor control exercises for ACL Prehab. So this is when you've had the knee injury but you haven't had surgery. So in this video series so far we've covered knee range of motion, mobility, quadricep strengthening, hamstring strengthening, glute and core strengthening as well. And in this video I'm going to show you how I get my patients getting back to using and moving with their knee in a sagittal plane, meaning in a straight on motion, so jumping, skipping, and preparing for running. So if you have any questions, guys, drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them, and please enjoy the video. So guys, we can't just do running straight away or jumping, but we need to develop some hip, knee, and ankle patterning. We're going to start off with some static single leg balance with the goal of holding for a minute. This will get you weight bearing confidently on that affected knee. Once patients are feeling better, we can then move dynamically. So 3 sets of 8 reps with the goal of having 0 errors, so we're not falling over. We want to reach out forwards, back on the angle 45, and then back across our knee on the 45. Now, not everyone needs to do that last step, as it can be quite challenging and daunting. If you don't want to do that step straight away, doing more steps on the easy side, so the first 2 steps, and think of it as a clock face. You can go to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, all the way to 6 is a nice way of getting this dynamic control where we're focusing on hip and knee bending. Once we can do that, we want to increase some depth, so going all the way down to a heel touch. So pop 2 plates on the ground or just some sort of ledge or height, and then we're tapping our heel to the ground, focusing on good knee control. So our knee is coming out over our toes, but it's staying in line with our big toe. We're not coming inside our big toe. We're staying knee like it's in tram tracks. It's going straight forward, pushing up with the quad, holding, pausing, having a really strong foundation and balance occurring when we're doing this exercise. Once you're feeling more confident with this, we can increase the height of the plates or add more plates to make it a more challenging exercise, as you'll have to squat down farther to achieve a full rep where your heel touches the ground. Once you've done this though, we can just progress to a single leg squat. So I've got a bench behind me with a plate because that gets me to 90 degrees roughly. I do this because not everyone is going to know what height they should be going to. Lower is harder, however it may not be appropriate for everyone's knee, given that they may or may not have some meniscus injury or their knee is just not tolerating going to a deeper squat. And what we're getting here is still really good hip, knee and ankle control. My knee is staying in line with my big toe. My knee is not coming inside my foot or inside that big toe. From here, we can start to develop a hinge pattern. So the single leg RDL is a great balance and hip hinge exercise. If you can master this, you're going to have a nice hip hinge where our knee is slightly bent, we're locking in our back and then hinging forward. My back is nice and straight. My leg is being used as a lever counterbalance, coming down, getting a stretch in my hamstrings and coming back up. Now, we did cover this in the hamstring video, but it is a great motor control exercise which is going to learn you to move about your body confidently. A step up pattern or just a step up is a great way to develop some sagittal plane control motions. Now, having 2 plates, stepping up, my knee control has been developed already from my single leg squats, and I'm coming up and holding at the top. We can then do hip, knee and ankle patterns in a lunge. So lunging forward, controlled, landing, knee stays inside my big toe. I let my knee come forward over my toes if I can. Make sure you reset and have perfect reps. So as 0 errors in a set is the goal when doing any of these exercises. Now, before we get back straight into jumping, we need to break it down into 2 parts. We've got energy absorption and then energy propulsion. Now we can start off with the absorption part, and this will involve a little bit of propulsion, granted, but what it is propelling ourselves a little bit forward but over exaggerating the landing part, which is the absorption part. So jumping, landing, I'm holding my knees in that nice over the big toe position, getting that nice little squat with my hips as well, so I'm loading and absorbing through my hips as much as my knees and ankles. Start with 2-foot jump to a 2-foot land, and then we can progress from there. But the key is, although it's only 6 reps, each rep has to be perfect. Now, this is more absorption and no propulsion is a drop jump. You can add as many plates as you need to, but we don't need a super high height to get the benefit, as we are over exaggerating the land. So I'm getting into that nice absorption position, holding, getting my knees coming forward, my hips are sitting back, I'm in that squat position. Once you've done this confidently and competently with 2 legs, we move on to single leg. So dropping down, holding, getting that nice hip, knee and ankle position. I'm stacking well, my knee is forward, my hips sitting back a little bit. Perfect. Now we can then add a higher height once you've got your confidence built up, but we're not trying to do lots of reps here. We're just trying to develop a skill. And because it's a skill that involves putting a bit of weight through that sore knee, or a knee that was quite sore, we need to be careful that we don't irritate and then make the knee swell up from doing too many reps. So essentially just make the reps that you are doing count. Be very focused on form. A mirror can sometimes be too much feedback, but filming yourself and then re-watching your reps is a good idea. Add more height as you feel confident. We can then do propulsion, which is the jumping part. So we can push with one leg, which is going to make us propel from the affected leg, and then land on the 2, adding in that absorption skill we just developed at the start. So the focus of this exercise is the first part where we push forward off that affected leg. So it's a 1-leg jump to a 2-leg land. The push off is the important part here. When we push off, we want to make sure that our knee stays straight and doesn't come inside our big toe. What we'll see with a weak knee is that there's a wobble as we propel, but in this early phase, we're really just focusing on confidence and balance with that knee that's propelling us forward. We're not trying to overdo it and push too hard and try to jump as far as we can. Each rep should be as far as you feel confident to, while still controlling and maintaining the takeoff and the landing. So from here, we can then develop some skipping confidence. Now, I'm not getting much lift off from the floor here. You don't need a skipping rope, but it's just about getting repeat energy, propulsion and absorption, getting our knees bending, getting our ankles bending, getting our hips dropping just that little bit to build up some confidence prior to jogging. Jogging is just a whole bunch of energy, propulsion, absorption, lots of jumps and lands in a forceful way. In this position, we can sort of control the amount of force that we want. We're trying to be light on our feet and controlling our knee position as we're doing it, of course. Hey guys, really hope you enjoyed that video on motor control for ACL Prehab. Definitely a challenging one there. I hope you can see how we progressed from the start with some static balancing into more dynamic balancing with the star balance, into some energy absorption and propulsion, and then tying it together with some skipping and some other hard exercises. We will go into running. That would be the next phase after here, how I get my patients to do that. But I think this video, that deserves a video by itself to cover how we would allow someone to get into that sort of phase, as it's not going to be for everyone in the prehab sort of phase after you've had an ACL injury. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to stay in touch, or if you know someone that needs this sort of information, please share it with them. If not, if you just want to stay in touch with me, send me a comment, or even better yet, subscribe, and I will get back to you in another video. So I hope you guys stay safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.